Dragon Druid is definitely one of the best new decks from the new expansion, so in this video I'll give you a Dragon Druid guide, its mulligans, win rates, as well as some Hearthstone coaching with it, so you guys know how to play with and against this deck. If you're serious about Hearthstone, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget you can also hire me for some Hearthstone coaching. Now, let's check out the deck.
You are not prepared!
Here's the variant we used, and it is a little bit different from the first list I showed you back a few days ago, and we are running Asheron Gardens, which you can take back with aquatic forms. We also have Peaceful Piper in here, and its sole purpose is to be drawing your Snapdragon, which is your only beast in the deck, so that way you guarantee you buff the rest of your dudes. We obviously have Innervate in here, so that helps you curve out a lot faster. We have Cactus Construct, which is insanely powerful, and you can high roll a lot of good 2-drops out of this, not to mention the amount of tempo you're getting in the early turns, so you can actually transition well into your mid game. And be smart about these, like sometimes you do pick good Death Rattles so you can actually have it active on turn 1, but other times you can pick some powerful battle cries like return a minion to your hand, and that way you get to bounce back to something like Splish Splash Whelp, or heck, even one of your Dragon Golems later on, if the matchup warrants it. We're also running Dragon Tails in here, and this one is pretty flexible, and you're gonna be using it differently depending on the matchup and depending on where you're in the game, obviously. If you're in the early turns and you're missing your early game, you're obviously gonna be picking the lower dragons, but if you already passed the early and mid game, you probably want to be having some of the good heavy hitter expensive dragons, and this can give you extra Dragon Golems, Fae, or even Raystraza, and if the game lasts long enough, you might even become Highlander at some point. We have Splish Splash Whelp, which is insanely powerful. Just make sure you actually have a dragon to activate the ramp for it. Amber Whelp, pretty good, then you can go face with this, but you're also pretty comfortable using it to trade in most cases. Snapdragons are great to buff the rest of your deck, and it's great to have the Dragon Golem with at least 5 health, because there's plenty of good removal in the game for 4 damage or less. Take to the Skies helps you get extra dragons in your hand, which is pretty important for a lot of your dudes. And also you're getting the nice buff. Couple of Desert Nest Matrons help you curve out a lot faster, and you could do this as soon as turn 4 with a couple of these and another 4-drop, and that's an insane amount of dudes. But also don't forget, if you coin this out on turn 3, you're not going to be refreshing up to 4 mana because this refreshes full mana crystals and you only have 3 on turn 3. Snipetail Drake is insanely good, so you can actually stabilize early on, and it also has decent stats. Time Lost Proto Drake is... the minion is nothing to write home about, but the effect is definitely very strong, and even though a lot of the time you're going to be getting useless dragons out of it, it's still an extra dragon, so it's still an extra fuel for your Dragon Golem and whatnot, so it definitely is worth it in my book. And it has a taunt, which is nice. You have a couple of Summerflower Childs, and even though you only have 3 minions above 5 mana, the main reason to run 2 of these is just so you can increase your odds of actually drawing this on time, so you can curve out with a turn 6 Dragon Golem, let's say. The Dragon Golem is definitely very powerful, but be smart about how you play it. Like, if you're against something like a Warrior, you don't want just Dragon Golems on the board, because that's an easy Blade Store. If you're against a Death Knight, you don't want to be playing this on their turn 8, because they can just use the 8-drop minion to clear the whole board. So yeah, definitely be smart about how you use this. Play around potential big removals like Reno and all of those, and use it when you actually know there's gonna be high odds of it actually sticking and doing a lot of damage for you. And we also have Fae at the end, which is extremely powerful, especially when it comes down to 0, and you can definitely stabilize a lot of games like this, which helps a lot. Matchup wise, here's what the stats show, and any Paladin deck is gonna be pretty hard for you, even though they're definitely not impossible matchups. Highlander Priest can also be annoying with all of their removals. And same goes for Control Priest, but as you see, the rest is very green, and the games are pretty simple with it too. For the Mulligan, here's what the stats show going first. Summerflower Child apparently is pretty good, but I would only keep this if I already have a decent curve going. Splish Splash Whelp is always gonna be a great keep. Cactus Construct is also amazing. Fae I would never keep. Take to the Skies is great. Peaceful Piper ensures you have your free mana. Snapdragon on curve. The Matron, I'm really not sure if you're supposed to be keeping it straight up like that. Like, yeah, maybe if you already have a Splish Splash Whelp in hand, sure, you could consider that, but if you don't, it's kind of a weird keep. Amber Whelp can help you with the control in the early turns, and you could consider the aquatic form, and you can use this as soon as you actually really want to be playing something on that turn. Like maybe on turn 2 you can use it for a Splish Splash, but usually you would rather use it on turn 5 so you can ensure you have a Summerflower Child, or at least increase the odds. As for when going second, the situation is not much different, but Spinetail Drake becomes a lot more keepable. Matron becomes even better here apparently, but again, don't forget, you're not gonna get the 4 crystals on turn 3. Summerflower is still great, Splish Splash amazing, Peaceful Piper is great, Innervate also makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't really consider keeping Dragon Golem. Aquatic form is still fine, and Take to the Skies, it's fine. Interesting thing is, Asheron Garden is not something you actually keep in the early game, so don't get baited into keeping this. Like, you can see people are actually keeping this way more often than they should, like 45% for your 4th worst cards. No, the reason why you have this is so you can actually buff a big hand later on, not playing on turn 1. So yeah, don't get baited into overvaluing Asheron Gardens, apparently. That's it for the deck. It's not very expensive, literally just Fae is the only legendary in here, and you have a few epics in here as well, but the rest is pretty cheap, so definitely a great new deck to be having fun with, and actually climbing easy ranks with. As you can see, the deck has almost 59% win rate for the last 3 days, as well as 13,000 games, so that's pretty insane. Anyway, now let's check out some of the games from the last coaching session with it. The dude I coached with doesn't talk English too much, but he's very good at listening, and he has a pretty good idea of what he's doing on his own most of the time as well. So yeah, even though he didn't talk much, he definitely enjoyed the session. His words, not mine. Anyway, hope you enjoy the games. I don't know, let's try to go with the stats and toss the whole thing here. Like, we're looking for the Splish Splasher, the Summerflower Child, Cactus is pretty important, Peaceful Piper, that kind of deal. So let's throw the whole thing. Definitely is counterintuitive throwing your 1-mana spell, but I don't know, like, especially if we don't have the good stuff. Ooh, you got the fancy skin, I love it. Okay, this guy is indeed Plague. He's probably hoping for us to be Highlander. We ain't. Alrighty. Okay, that's a great top deck. Question is, do we coin it out? What do you think?
Why not?
I think it's actually pretty worth it. In the end of the day, if you coin it out right now, it's basically like you have a coin forever. It's basically gonna give you that 1 extra mana forever from here on out. The only reason behind why you wouldn't be wanting to use the coin is with decks where you actually don't really plan on doing anything anytime soon. Like, let's say if you have the coin and this Splish Splasher, but you're actually trying to play a 9-drop really fast, like, no, you're probably just gonna wait a turn so you can naturally ramp the next turn and save the coin so you can actually get closer to that turn 9 shenanigans. But here I think this was very fine for us to be doing this early. Okay, let's think a little. Right now we could draw with the Take to the Sky so we can actually curve out better on the next turn, or we could just use the Amber Whelp right now. Honestly, I think I'd rather curve out better for next turn, so let's Take to the Skies here, see what we can draw. Maybe you're gonna get the Desert. Nest Matron, we did not, but it is what it is. Well, that's about it for this turn. Next turn we still have the chance to Aquatic form for the Nest Matron. Top hero is not really gonna be that bright for us in this deck. We don't really run too many nature spells, like only the Cactus, I think. And Innervate, obviously. There you go, there's the Nest Matron. But let's consider our full turn here. Okay, so I think it's going to be important for us to actually hold on to the Aquatic form for a turn 5, where we run the chance of summoning a Summer Flower Child on curve, which is going to in turn give you an on-curve Dragon Golem. So that can be pretty good and fast for you. So let's just play the Matron, Desert Matron, into the Time Lost Proto Drake afterwards.
Stay alert, my children.
The 4 mana. Alrighty. Those are a couple of chunky boys. Sounds good to me. We could have also considered just playing the 5-6 here so that you can actually have a bigger Dragon Golem turn, but I'm not sure that's really too worth for us right now. Okay, he's also excavating. Yeah, apparently it's not that bright to be holding on to it, Mo. Like, the first half is buffing your hand, so especially going first, you're not going to have a big hand to begin with. The second part buffs the entire deck from the Asheron Garden, the one we're seeing right now. Okay, right now we have 2 options. You could Asheron and then Aquatic, so we can find the second half. I guess we can also play the 3-mana Amber Whelp. This is gonna give you a turn 7 Dragon Golem with a bunch of 4/5s. Is it really worth? Next turn we have the Fae if we really want to be doing stuff. I guess we can do it. Let's play the 1-mana Asheron Guard. into aquatic form. And yeah, grab the Sunken Gardens. You can play them as well. Okay, question is, do we want to save the dragons for an extra golem? We don't know what we're top decking. If we play one, another, it's gonna only have up to 5 if we get lucky with the top decks. Let's just hero power into the 2-1 and go face with the 6-7. This way we're saving one extra dragon for your dragon golem to be nice and big. Right now we're really not doing all that much. Like, it is actually a 5-5. Could have been decent of a play. But I don't know. I think we're fine like this. Okay, that doesn't even kill it. So it was actually kind of nice we made the trade last turn. Is he gonna hero power? Double coin hero power. Sure. Well, that cost him a bunch of resources at least. Okay, that's another Drake for us. Next turn is turn 6. That's a little bit scary, honestly. Because turn 6 is where they could have Sylvanas. This guy hasn't really killed all that many shits. But, make your choice. I think I'd actually just use the Spinetail Drake on the 2-1 and just hero power his face. This way we retain a little bit more dragons. Like, we could have gone with Amber Whelp and whatnot, but I think next turn we played a 7-mana Dragon Golem. And if you actually top deck... No, actually, we're actually set right now. If you just played a 7-mana Dragon Golem, next turn that summons you 5 dragons, even if you don't top deck a dragon. And that's going to allow you to even drop the Fae for 0 mana as well. So we're going to have an obscene amount of stats next turn, and this guy should not be able to handle that. It's real good, man. It's real good. What can I say? Okay, joke's on you. We're into that shit. Gives us an extra Dragon Golem. If you top deck another dragon, we didn't, but if you did, that would not have allowed us to play Fae. But let's play the 7-mana Dragon Golem, and that also allows us to play a 0-mana Fae as well. And you can kill the 2-1, I guess. Why not? So yeah, with this deck, handling the amount of dragons you actually have in your hand can be pretty important in order to really high roll like the way we did here. I really don't think this guy is supposed to have anything that really deals with a board like this early and even later, honestly. Like, Marrowgar is the only thing that comes to mind, but that's a turn later, and he spent his coins dealing with our taunt. Story Bob. Still that on board, my guy. Cool. Well, that was a pleasant first game now, wasn't it?
You are not prepared! I'm blind.
If he had one. I like the Amber Whelp against the potential Shadow. I still like the Summerflower Child on the coin. Let me double check with the stats here. We are on the coin. Flower Child, yes. Desert Nest Matron is actually considered pretty good even when going second. Thing is, you can't really coin that shit out. Let's just keep the Flower Child here and hope we curve out better. If I already have the 2-mana Splish Splash, sure, we can keep the Matron, but in this case, I think it's kind of wishful thinking. Okay, that gives you a little bit of card draw. But if he is Shadow, we probably want Cactus first, and he is. So yeah, Cactus is super curvy for us right now. Yeah, Cactus away. Well, best out of these would be to gain armor. Like, name of the game is live long enough to play the taunts, most probably, so plated beetle. That's about it. This is a very big card roll for us, by the way. Okay, there's that guy as well. What do you think we want to do here? The Peaceful Piper is in this deck for the sole purpose of pulling your Snapdragon out of the deck, which is something you're definitely looking forward to playing on turn 3. That said, we're not going to have a time to play the Plated Beetle anytime soon, so I think you play Peaceful Piper to draw Beast. Quickly. Draw Beast, and coin out the Plated Beetle and just go face. That's all. Next turn we play the Snapdragon. Turn after we might consider Desert Nether Storm if we are holding another dragon by then. Okay. Sure. That is not another dragon for now. Well, let's play the Snapdragon, and the 2-3 kills the 3-2, and 1-2 can go face. Yeah, Lucy. Lucy is gonna be looking down upon me now. She lost respect. I'm no longer the alpha in the house. Well, that was a pretty good turn for him. But we coined out, we top decked a Innervate, which sounds like a pretty good Summer Flower Child to me. So let's coin out a Summer Flower Child. Next turn, the name of the game is find a bunch of extra dragons so that we can actually have a very big taunt board the turn after. So for now, what can we do to make our cause better? Let's trade the egg, maybe. Trade the 2-1 egg. That's all. It's not amazing, but none of these trades are amazing. Next turn we're gonna start off with the Nest Matron, so we can taunt a little, and then we're gonna draw a bunch of dragons so we have a full board of dragon golems for the turn after. All we gotta do is not take way too much damage right now. Hopefully he trades, but he does no such thing, sadly. Ooh, 2 matrons, that's amazing. Let's play both of the matrons.
Stay alert, my children.
Played a 3 mana, yeah, far right. Played a Take to the Skies. Okay, that gives us a bunch of dragons. Do we even need to spend the extra mana on the tails? 2, 4, 5. Guess that guarantees them. I guess play the 2 mana dragon tails for big dragons again, I think.
Are you thinking?
Okay, 4-5 kills the 5-4. And 3-1. We should kill that 4-3, right? But, yeah, sure. That's all. Okay. I I think we're almost healthy enough to be okay with the taunts lined up. It's pretty nice that they actually have 5 health, because if they had 4, that was pretty easy for him to actually trade into. Shit. Well, we're in the danger zone now, because he can have the 5 damage in the next 2 turns. Okay, it doesn't hero power, that was actually pretty good for us. Alrighty, now we're cooking. Play one of the dragon golems, and this should hold big time. Alrighty. Fae, the setting sun would be our best top deck at this point, because we really need a little bit of healing, and for 0 mana, that'd be just nuts. We also had the chance of getting one out of the 2 mana thing we played. Okay, he has the thing. So right now we're definitely in the danger zone sitting this low. If he's smart, he's actually not gonna leave us with any minions on the board, but he kinda can't because the 4-2 is gonna remain alive. Okay, goes for the mouth. That's bad. We don't top deck the good thing, but this is pretty potentially giving us that thing. So let's play a 3 mana Take to the Skies. There you fucking go. Play the 0 mana Fae. Play the 1 mana Cactus. That might give you some potential armor. I don't know. Well, the Watcher of the Sun is gonna heal us a little bit later, so take the Watcher, I think. And just hero power for now. The 5/13 obviously makes the trade. We're desperate for that heal. And go face with everything else. And you can also tradable the 8 mana Concert promo Drake.
Trade?
Yeah, tradable it and go face. Alrighty. Okay, I think we're out of harm's way now.
And close enough. And close enough. Their legacy will be reduced.
Cool story, Bob. Nothing he can do at this point does anything for him. Unless he has double Mindseer, but he only discovered 1 here, so that's not really possible for him. Cool. Got him good. That was a close one. Okay, a lot of the things we did here mattered big time. Alrighty, let's keep at it. Against the Warrior. And Rage Warrior is the best performing Warrior archetype right now, but Control Warrior is also trying to creep in, and now with Warlocks getting nerfed, we should be expecting more of Control as well. Okay, like I said, the Proto Drake is never gonna be a keep for obvious reasons. Going first, Nest Matron is also not amazing apparently, and neither is the 2 mana Dragon Tail, so let's full toss it. Like, the best cards we're looking for when going first would be your Splish Splash Whelp, Summer Flower Child, Cactus Construct, Peaceful Piper, Aquatic Form, and Take to the Skies. I think those would be the... I don't think, I'm literally looking at them, but I think this is where we should draw the line on the good cards. Let's just pass here. We're still missing a dragon for next turn. If we don't get one, we're just gonna have to play the Dragon Tails probably. Okay, we did not get one. Technically, you could Aquatic to find the second Splish Splash, but this early Aquatic is kind of lame. So let's play the 2 mana Dragon Tails. And go for cheap dragons here, because we're missing the early game. Okay, that's something. Sure. Not amazing, but it's fine. This guy's Highlander, so it's probably Excavate Control. Not Highlander, but 40. That's all. What do you want to do here? Yes, I think that's the thing we want to be doing. Let's start with the Cactus first. Cactus first gives you extra information. Okay. Saloon Brewmaster can give you a second chance at Split Splashing, so I think that's pretty cool. Let's try that. So play the Splish Splasher right now. That's about it. Okay, next turn we might try for Aquatic Form into Summer Flower Child, even though against these guys pulling off a fast Dragon Golem is really not that amazing. They can just Brawl, Blade Storm, all of that nonsense. But, you know what? Let's play the Snapdragon. Do we want to Snapdragon another time? Like, it's control here, it's gonna be able to deal with big boards, but not many times. Let's Saloon Brewmaster the free. Yeah. And just go face. Okay. That's about it.
Let's warm you up.
Let's play another Snapdragon. I guess starting off with the Cactus was a bit better. But it's not like we still don't have the 2 mana for it anyway, so let's play the Cactus. Crooked Cook might give you some card draw soon. It is actually going to give you card draw right now, so take the Crooked Cook. And actually play it on the board as well. That's going to draw us a couple of cards. I see nothing wrong with that. Yeah, whip it on the board and go face with everything so we can draw. Pretty nice. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, so next turn we get to Aquatic Form. Maybe find the Dragon Golems. And if he clears this board, maybe play it. You're just gonna want to clear a bunch of this stuff. Okay, he does. It's gonna leave us with some residue though, and that's actually great because this is gonna help us actually stick the Dragon Golems and not just get Blade Stormed away. He hasn't forged the second time. Let's try Aquatic. 0 mana Aquatic Form. Take a Matron, Nest Matron. Aquatic again. Another Matron. Put down both the Matrons far left and far right.
Stay alert, my children. Stay alert, my children.
Played a 3 mana Amber Whelp to his face, so that way we draw, because you need to deal the 3 damage. Put it in the middle. Your hero power kills the free one. The 1/4 kills the 1/1. And 1/1 goes face. Okay, we're drawing a bunch again. Okay, this way at least we guarantee finding the Dragon Golems, apparently. We have a respectable board on that he needs to kind of address. He ain't addressing shit. Cool. Oh, that's mildly annoying. Got lucky there now, didn't he? Oh, never mind then. Cool. Even if you tried, me and my big mouth, aggro Pally is actually strong against us, but let's see. Ogre Rogue is actually a meme deck, Potato. I think I faced it, we won against it, it was close, but it's an actual meme deck. Okay, Splish Splash is good. The rest, I'm not sure you get to afford to keep though. It's an aggro Pally, so here the Cactus is real important. Maybe Potato, but the global stats are 51% for the best performing Ogre Rogue and 40-something for the most of them. That's all for this turn. Next turn we play Splish Splash. Turn after you get to play Desert Netherstorm. This guy kept 3 cards, that's scary, and he plays the top deck. Keeps on playing, that's real bad for us, but let's see if we can stabilize it. Yeah, play the Splish Splash here. Don't want to fall on the board too bad. You'll be humbled real soon, bitch. That's all. This aquatic could potentially give us Desert Netherstorm from the bottom, maybe. Yeah, I guess Potato, but if you know that, you should be able to actually try and get there faster yourself. Okay, this is trying to look real fucking bad. Kinda like this. Let's play 4 mana Desert Netherstorm into 1 mana Peaceful Piper into 3 mana Snapdragon, which you pick the draw beast from your deck.
Nature speaks through my tunes.
Yeah, play it on the right side, and that's about it. Alrighty.
Need a bit more spice over here.
Can this guy get luckier, chat? Doubt it. Okay. Thanks for that at least. Perfect. Now we're cooking. Let's still check aquatic form. Maybe you're gonna find another matron. There you are. Grab the matron. Technically, grabbing another aquatic form first might have been the better play, but it's fine. Play the Desert Matron. And Spine Drake into the 5-1. The 1-1 kills the 2-1, and the 3-3 takes off the Divine Shield of the 1-1. In a perfect world, your taunt would have been on the far left here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right now positioning is again pretty relevant. There is a beast hunter out there that's actually having a lot of swipe mechanics, cleave mechanics more like it, both with Hound and Gargoyle, whatever the fuck that 4 mana is. So having your first taunt isolated on the far left is really important so that you don't get it sandwiched when you start summoning randomly dragons. Okay, that's mildly annoying, but he still doesn't clear. Perfect. Perfect. Do we just do that? I see nothing wrong in just doing that here. But no, I see something wrong with it. Do I? Nah, fuck it. Play the 5 mana Fae here. Like, we don't have enough gas for the Dragon Golem next turn. So, Fae makes the trade, 6-1 Ghostface. And this guy can go emote himself. He ain't talking much now, chat. He was very talkative at the beginning, but now, suddenly, when the 1-drops started falling off, he ain't talking much. Let's play the 3 mana Take to the Sky, see what that draws. Perfect. I was gonna say another Splish Splasher would be pretty cool here. Let's consider though, can we do something smarter? I think it's fine. Just Splish Splasher, Hero Power into the Divine Shield, 4-8 kills the taunt, and 6-1 can go face. He has not much to talk anymore, chat. Best he can have right now is another Keeper Strength. And even if he does that, that's gonna be the last Keeper Strength, and the Dragon Golem is gonna be able to hold off the potential big idiot he can build here with his 0 mana plus 10s. Plus 5, that is. Here it goes. Does he have the Keeper? He does not have the Keeper. Sure.
Reporting for duty.
Alrighty. That's great. Let's think a little here. If you actually played a Golem here, technically that sounds good, but it would be pretty bad because if he top decks Keeper Strength, we're basically murdered. So yeah, we'd much rather go for a Spinetail Drake into the 9/7. Wait a minute, we have lethal, Double ambers to his mouth. I was tunnel visioning a bit there now, wasn't I? Were you gonna stop me on that one this time? I think you were prepared to call me on my bullshit there. Okay. Yeah, the top deck. I did not register it. We were 1 off lethal before the top deck, but that was a lot of lethal there now, wasn't it? Okay, that was smooth. Diamond 10 to Diamond 5 in 50 minutes or less. Nothing but wins. Despite our best efforts, we had nothing but wins.